Prayer works. We've seen it in our own lives. We've seen it work in our families, our communities. For the most part, we pray for those around us. But who is praying for our nation? The elected officials who chart the course of America's destiny. 83% of adults pray at least weekly. Of those, only 10% pray for our nation and its leaders.
It says that if my people will humble themselves and pray, then He will heal our land.
We are the wealthiest nation on the planet, showered with God's blessings. And yet, our nation is mired with contention and moral corruption, the breakdown of the family, the widespread scorn of the Christian church.
Christians have got to be stirred in the area of intercession and really begin praying for what is taking place.
But it has to start within me getting up out of my seat, putting myself aside and say, okay, God, use me as your willing vessel.
When the Bible talks about walking circumspectly, because the days are evil, it's very true in today's world, and I see a lot of my generation just, they're just very in tune with themselves and very inwardly focused, and God doesn't call us to do that. He calls us to be outwardly focused and to be aware of what's going on around you. And most of what's going on right now is political.
The idea of trying to separate prayer or intercession from where we live is just inexcusable.
But what can be done?
It just seems so overwhelming, and sometimes I'm like, how do you pray for all this?
Derek Prince was such a man.
So I sought for a man among them who would make a wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the land, that I should not destroy it. And one of the most tragic statements in the Bible was, I found no one.
The year was 1973, and like today, the nation was at war, abroad and at home, with challenges that were changing the way Americans lived and thought. That year, God impressed a message on the hearts of godly men and women. Prayer and fasting should be done on behalf of our nation. This group would become Intercessors for America, and in coming years would inform, connect, and mobilize intercessors just like you to pray for our nation and its leaders.
Would you join us in praying for this nation?
We're faced as a nation with gargantuan challenges that require more than human wisdom. So we as a nation should get busy and begin to pray. Pray because it is an antidote for despair, and pray because the sovereign God of the universe commands it.
What if all churches across America became houses of prayer for this nation? What if God's hand touched the hearts of our leaders?
When you pray, something is going to happen. God is hearing our prayers, and things, situations, people are being changed.
And I take a stand here in my community to make it a better community for my children.
Ask God to help them. Prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving be made for everyone, for kings and all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. What kind of mighty world will that be?
We're founded by Christians. If God can hear those, if God hears the prayers of the righteous, He can heal. If He can heal me, He can heal the nation.